joining with what's coming off of Outer Ring. So all in time, my friends, all in time. Talk to us as well so we can keep things moving as we share information. Spice FMKE on X, hashtag The Situation Room.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4.
It's 9 o'clock, and we continue with conversations this hour. And as you continue to click into the show on our live streams on X, on Facebook, and on YouTube, John Gishoki, good morning. We see you definitely, and also to our audience on KTN. Good morning. Into the fourth hour of Kenya's biggest conversation, and we've been talking about KCB Foundation, the 2jiahiri program, and we'll talk to one of the participants of that program right about this hour, and he's here with us this morning. Joseph Mbithi Musiemi is a KCB Foundation 2jiahiri program participant, and you're in the hot seat of the Situation Room this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Karibu sana.
Thank you so much.
You're well?
Yeah, I'm good.
Good to have you in the room.
Good to have you too.
Before you start to tell us about, your experiences under this program and what you've then been able to achieve, CT is going to welcome you to the show with today's proverb.
Yeah.
You tell us what you think about that and how you would interpret that.
All right.
Okay.
Our proverbs for the whole of this week, ending tomorrow, are from the United Republic of Tanzania.
Yes.
The proverb: an empty sack cannot stand. A full sack cannot bend.
I beg your pardon?
Hiyo ni sawa kabisa.
Yeah.
Yeah, hata mimi when I read it, I beg your own pardon.
You beg your own pardon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now you're on the right track.
Yeah.
An empty sack, gunia, ambayo liko tupu, cannot stand. A full sack cannot bend.
According to me, I think it's that if you don't have something, definitely you can't achieve something. But once the moment you have something, you're good to go.
Very good. Meaning, if you have nothing,
Yeah.
with which to try and pursue what you want to achieve, you will not achieve it.
Yeah.
But the moment you are given the means to do something, then you can actually achieve what you set out to do.
Yeah.
Okay, in one case, one is empty, the other one is full.
Yeah.
Sawa kabisa.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so Joseph, you are a 2jiahiri participant under the KCB Foundation and that particular program, right? So tell us a little bit about how you got into the program in the first place and why did you need to get into the program?
Okay, I got the program through a friend of mine who I had her talk about it, and I felt it was a good thing. Mm-hmm. I tried my luck, and that's how I managed to get the program. Yeah.
Okay, this luck that you speak of, walk us through it. What did you do? Mm-hmm. First of all, what did you hear exactly from your friend? Mm-hmm. And then, when you heard it, what do you do? Tell us in detail. I took this, I wrote here, I called so and so, I walked here. Namna hiyo.
Yeah. Now, after I heard about it, I thought about it. I felt it was a good thing, and that's how I began to follow up.
Yes.
What they need, how do you go about it, and that's when I took a step towards it.
Okay, what did you do? This step, okay, you walked forward, and then what did you do?
Yeah, now I heard about the date.
Did you apply somewhere?
Yes, I did. I applied online.
Yes.
And that's when the KCB called me. And after they called me, they invited me for an interview.
Yes.
I went for the interview, and that's how I got this.
Tell us about this interview. What did they want to know?
And what were you being interviewed for?
Yes.
Yeah. The interview
let's go back. What did you apply for?
Yes.
I applied to do a beauty therapy. Yeah.
Beauty therapy.
Yeah.
This is interesting. You're going to tell us about this.
Oh, yeah. What is beauty therapy? first. You know, I don't think City and I know.
No, I honestly don't know.
Okay. Don't know what beauty
You know,
therapy.
for us, beauty is something you have or you don't.
Or you behold it.
Oh yeah, we mostly behold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe Joseph can help you. Yes?
Yeah. Yeah, beauty, it entitles many things. And I would say it's a way of making someone look much better, someone look good, you know, and so on. Vitu kama hizo. Yeah.
Mimi sasa.
Yeah.
How do we make you look better?
Mimi, better and good, I like. So essentially, your training, na fundisho, was that so someone like me, so if I came to you, sasa sumaliza course, okay? If I were to look better,
Yeah.
you watch it. Stop laughing, you people. So that's why I gave myself an example. I didn't ask about somebody else. It's myself.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. First of all my teeth, as you can see, are intact. And the teeth is here mine. I have not gotten them somewhere else. Okay? They are mine. All right. Now, how would I look better? What would you need to do for me to look better?
Yeah, there's things like facial.
Okay. Facial.
Yeah. Once a facial is done to you, you look more... you look more handsome, you look more beautiful if you're a lady, you know. Na vile nimeanza tu kusema,
yes,
she entitles many things.
There
is barbering, there is makeup, there's those makeups, there's barbering. Kuna hizo vitu mingi.
Barbering ni kunyoa nywele, sio?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you actually go through the training of how to do it well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Na hiyo inaambatana na jinsi mteja anataka umfanyie hiyo kazi, sio?
Yeah, inaambatana pia.
Yes.
Na pia kuna vile ukisoma utakuwa in a good position.
Yes.
Once umeangalia mtu utajua like this face needs this kind of facial, needs this kind of makeup, and then you will be able to advise your clients what to use, the product is, and so on.
Okay. If facial umehitaji sasa mara kadhaa, what is it exactly? What do you do so that mimi kwa mfano nimekuja kwako?
Yeah.
You've looked at me.
Yeah.
So beauty hiyo tutoe kando. Tuseme tu facial unataka kufanya, sio?
Yeah.
What would you do?
Facial, first you start by studying the face of
Okay.
the client.
All right.
There is a oil face, kuna non-oil face, kuna dry face. So depending na
weka break. Angalia sura yangu. Hii sura ni oily, dry, angalia, niambie. What do you see?
it is not oil and it is not
dry.
It's combination.
Yeah.
Face yangu iko hapo katikati.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing?
It is. And very healthy.
Okay, so this is interesting. So did you learn all of these things during the course that you took, or did you know them before?
Yeah, I knew about them before. It's only that I didn't know the procedures, the best product is to use, and so on. So after now, I went to school, nikasoma. That's when I got that knowledge. Kujua, this is what you're supposed to do. Yeah, na hizo vitu.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you took the course, what did you think you wanted to do with the skills that you would get afterwards?
Personally, I wanted to get the skills because I've always wanted to employ myself. Now, even before I got the scholarship, I was also, I had already employed myself, still in the same industry. So after I got the opportunity, I felt so good because it has given me more opportunity ya kujua zile vitu nafaa kufanya for me to achieve my dream.
Hapo kwa vitu ambavyo unafaa kufanya. Unajua kuna sehemu mbili ya biashara. Sehemu ya kwanza is ile kazi unafanya, ile product unatengeneza. Kwa mfano sasa hivi wewe unarembesha watu.
Yeah.
ukienda kwenye training walikuonyesha mambo ya kusema accounting, investing, ya kujiwekea rasilimali na kuweza kujiongeza kibiashara, yani expansion. Ulifundishwa vitu hivyo pia?
Yeah, kuna hizo courses and entrepreneurship. So na you learn on how to manage your business, on how to start one if you don't have, how to manage it, how to save, and all those things.
Is that working for you?
Yes, it is. Yes,
So
it is.
Tell me, before, and I like the fact that ulikuwa tayari unafanya hizi kazi.
Naam.
I want you to tell me in terms of ubora wa maisha yako, the standard of living before and after. How would you compare your life?
Yeah. I will say that I'm very much better because what I was doing before I got the scholarship, I used to sell those beauty products and so on. Zile unakuanga tu na hiyo mind ya hii inafanya, you know, this works. But now after I got the hiyo masomo imenisaidia sana kwa sababu pia nimeimprove on the product zile nilikuwa naleta, nimeweza kuleta zingine zaidi na zaidi na zaidi, na pia kukua able to explain to my clients how these products works. And also using them to my clients zenye singeweza kufanya hapo before I got the skills.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did the course for 6 months? Or how long did you do the course for?
I managed to get 2 scholarships with KCB. And one was going for 3 months. And then you go for an internship of 1 month. So it was 4 months.
4 months.
4 months, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you finished, what did you finish with? What did they give you when you were done with the training?
Once we were done with the training, we've not yet gotten our certificates.
Oh, when did you finish?
Around 2024 June up.
Okay, so about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
8 months ago now. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but the college reached to us and they told us that they are working on the certificates and so on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what did you get after you finished? Apart from, so now, as when you finish the course, what happens next? Essentially, I guess is the question that I'm asking.
Yeah. After you finish the course, there are toolkits that are provided by KCB, and these toolkits, they normally do take some time. After you finish the course, they take some time. To my side, the cohort that we were. We have not yet gotten the toolkits, but we were told zetu zitaanza kutoka on February this year. Yeah.
So what do you know what's going to be in your toolkit?
Yeah, we had an idea of what is going to be in our toolkits.
Which is?
Everyone gets a toolkit depending on the course that you took. If it is hairdressing, you get now the dryers, the things that will enable you to start that business. Yeah.
Okay.
What I'd like to know,
Yeah.
beauty.
Yes.
There are many people who will be listening who may want to do beauty. Some may not have the knowledge you had before you got the scholarship.
Yeah.
And perhaps some may even be in a position where they already have the knowledge, they haven't got the scholarship.
Yeah.
And they'll be wondering, what do you need to do this business? So the toolkit, okay, umetaja hair dryer.
Yeah.
What else forms part of the toolkit? Nini tena ambao unatarajia mtu anaweza kutaka ili akamilishe kile kinachohitajika na kazi hii ambayo umesomea?
Yeah. At the end of the day, the organization won't give you complete.
No, they won't.
Yeah. So it is upon you once you get the toolkit that you get. Ni wewe uende uitumie vizuri. You'll be able to save, and then after saving, you're going to get now the rest of the things that you want for you to make a full with a spa, with a salon, for you to be able to get the full salon.
A toolkit.
Yes.
What is it? Unajua umesema nikaa tunajua. What is this toolkit?
Now this toolkit inakupea zile basic things in that kama tuseme kama ni hiyo hair dressing, kama ni nail technology, unaenda unapata hizo the basic things zenye you can't work without.
Unapewa hiyo kitu from with KCB, you buy it yourself, do they give you a grant? What happens for you to start?
For you to, first
after
of all,
training, of course.
Yeah, first of all, you have to finish the training. You have to do the exams, and then that's when that's when you are listed, and then that's how wana follow up after umeingia course, umefanya, umeenda umemaliza. Now that's when you are able to get the toolkit. Otherwise, if you start the course, maybe mwezi moja mbili umesema, I started this, maybe I want to quit, or vitu kama hizo, you'll not get the toolkit. Yeah, but after you complete the course and you umalize zile nini zenye wamesema, that's when you will be able to get the toolkit.
Okay. Yeah. So what do you Go ahead. What do you hope to do now that you've finished the certificate course, waiting on your toolkit? Before that, you had already started your own business.
Yeah.
What do you hope to do now that you have more skills?
Yeah, I hope to grow and grow and grow, and maybe get other people. Maybe get a good spa, a good salon, a big one, and then at the same time, you see, not each and everyone will be able to get these scholarships, and at the end of the day, I always believe that if you want to achieve something, if you put those efforts, you believe in yourself, you trust yourself, you will be able to kufika mahali unataka kufika, even if you don't get the scholarship. So my aim na nini yangu zaidi ni kuangalia ndo pia nione nime-empower other people. Because when it comes to beauty, vitu zingine, especially mimi mwenyewe, nilianza kuziangalia. Just naenda kwa a friend of mine, antengeneza kucha, and then you learn those steps, because they are just steps. If you are keen about it, you will get them. Now you will be able to. You can even practice with your sister, with your friends. And then at the end of the day, utapata hata ukienda shule, you're like, ni kama uko 50 or 40%, you know everything. So mwalimu ni kwenda
kujaliza tu.
Yeah, kujaliza sasa ile inemenini. Kwa hivyo, opi yangu ni, if I get that support with the KCB, kupata hizo nini, pia at least niweze hiyo kazi yangu ikuwe kubwa. If I get someone out there who is willing to learn, at least I can still pass the skills. Hata kama hatapata zote 100%, but you can also empower another person and you grow together. Yeah, that's my aim. And that's what I'm looking forward to, since now I have the skills.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that there are folks in the market today who maybe are doing the business but are not doing it right because they don't have the skills that they need?
Yes, definitely. I think there are people, because that sometimes unaendanga place pia we mwenyewe, and then what you expect kwa hiyo spa, kwa hiyo kinyozi, maybe it's not what you got. So it means maybe this person is unprofessional, kitu kama hiyo na vitu kama hizo. So I think there are people who are doing it, but they're not doing it in the right way because they don't have the skills. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, when you talk about a goal that you have, okay, let's picture an ideal situation where you meet, specifically, the goals that you set out to meet.
Yeah.
Let's say in 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Ungependa ujione uko wapi? What do you want to see? Your own salon? Your own spa?
Yeah.
How many people do you want to see working with you? 2 people, 3 people? How big do you want to grow?
I think that has no limit. I just want to grow and grow and grow and be one of the best people who are doing the best one in the market when it comes to beauty, because it's something that I'm doing it with passion. It's something that I love since kitambo, nikiwa mdogo. you could find me na hizo stuff za kunini nywele. So it's something that is within me. I love it.
Something
I love doing it. Yeah, so I think I have no limit. I want to grow. I want to have good spas. It's one of the best that are offering the best services. Na pia ni empower pia watu wengine. Wengine pia mlisoma na wao unasikia mtu anakupigia simu anakuambia maybe I didn't get a chance. I'm looking forward to bring those people, together. Pia wengine wapate hiyo opportunity ya kunini. So I want to grow and grow and grow.
Acha nikuulize. Your whole experience and journey with this 2jiahiri program.
Yeah.
How would you rate it? How good was it? Yeah. How would you recommend it to other people?
Yeah. I will say it is the best thing. For me, it was a dream come true because getting such an opportunity, and these courses, especially these courses, the beauty ones, they are too expensive.
Yes.
Once you go to an institution, you're given that fee structure, you check it. It's for you to do a shorter course for like those 3 months and on, it will cost you 130,000, which many of you, especially right now, it is very hard for you to get it. So I'll say KCB has done a very good thing. It is the best. It has helped so many people, me being one of them. So they are doing totally good thing, and it's the best thing. And also on the other hand, I'll say they are partnering with the best institutions. Once you go like the institution that I was, they used to kwanza kama umemaliza hiyo course, within that timeline, na director wa hiyo shule alikuwa anatupatia opportunity. Kama anakuambia I had you one more week, unaweza kuja, unaweza perfect kama kuna kitu kwa hizo vitu zote, kwa sababu kuna after umesoma kuna ile kitu utakuwa unataka sana, so unakuja anakupatia like a whole week, 2 weeks, and if you determined, you will be able to achieve it.
Indeed.
Very nicely.
That's amazing. And I think there's a lot that you've been able to get, and even as you wait on your certification and wait on the toolkit that's going to take you towards the next, the next stage, you've been able to share with us useful insights into how this has helped you, from where you were before to where you are now, and essentially where you will go into the future. And we want to thank you for sharing those insights with us this morning.
Thank you.
Joseph Mbidi Musiemi is a participant in the KCB Foundation 2jiahiri program, and he's been talking to us about his journey, about how he's been able to use gather certain skills and what they will do for him in the future. Most who do that under the KCB Foundation 2jiahiri program have been able to get the skills that they need, and then to be able to enter into the job market armed in the proper way. So thank you for being here this morning and sharing that with us. And indeed, we wish you all the best going into the future.
Yeah.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
We'll take a break and look at traffic and weather, and we'll be back right after this.
Finish kumalo. Round this finish kumalo. Finish kumalo. Kuba school life tunamalo. Finish kumalo. Ay, kwa Yesu kuna bamba. Nilimdigi kwa shini kwetu kubamba. Great yummy taste, gotta hack it. I spread bread, pate nguvu, gotta pack it. Napaka nyweki design ya mogoro. Blue band, Juni natural cocoa. 5 vitamins, una grow, plus ni tam nani Tuna hack snack na ki blue band choco for your growth.
That melody. Atumeleta melody ya kusifu Mungu Baba. Mungu Baba. Spiritually na body, injili ina bamba. Atumeleta melody, melody. Atumeleta melody, melody.
Join us each week for music and the spoken word, featuring the Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square, the longest-running continuous weekly network broadcasting the world, celebrating over 93 years on air. Each episode features modern and traditional arrangements of spiritual, patriotic, classical and contemporary music and a timely, inspiring message. Truly an uplifting, rejuvenating experience that will have you returning to each week. Music and the spoken word with the Tabernacle Choir.
Musa amwambia Mwenyezi Mungu, usimfanye kusilimu huyo kwa adhabu alioadhibisha watu, vituko alizowafanyia watu, mauaji aliyoweka miaka nenda miaka rudi, au tu wana watu. Usimfanye huyu akarudi akataka kuingia katika kundi lako, kuingia katika dini yako, ukamsamehe akarudi kuishi tena. Jibrili amwambia Mtume Muhammad siku moja wakizungumza, amwambia Muhammad, I wish ungekuweko wakati Firauni atakapiga shahada kuwa atakakuwa Muislamu, kuwa atakakuwa mfuasi wa Musa, kuwa atakakuwa muumini. Nilichukua matope ya bahari nikamshindilia katika mdomo wake asitamke. Kwa hivyo nakwenda wewe mpaka unachukiza mpaka malaika wa Mwenyezi Mungu, unakuwa katika hatari sana.
AE on X.
Mature, intelligent talk every morning. Spice up yourself. Mornings done right. 94.4.
It's 25 minutes to 10 o'clock. I'm laughing because of TT. But anyway. All right. See, sometimes he doesn't have to say too much.
You know, CT is actually going for a beauty regimen. Can we wait to see him on Monday? He shall be glowing after his
facial and pedicure and those things.
The two of you, you do know that you also have faces that can go for facial, right? so this focusing on my face, mtawacha.
Okay, so
the example.
It was nice, though, I must admit. Okay, so you know what? First of all, we looked at this. Let's get into the final conversation that we're having this hour as we get towards the top. Is we looked at it like it was no big deal, and we just went through that headline. But hang on a minute, what exactly is going on? And you might wonder what I'm talking about. The scandal of doctored census data. Now, let's start from this point before we actually look at the scandal. The thought or the imagination is that whatever sector it is that you are in, health, government, education, take your pick. Yeah. The thought is that usually you make decisions. That's why they're called, that you make decisions based on information. That's why they're called informed decisions. You don't just wake up one morning and say, well, how about we do this? Well, okay, in some cases people do, but hey, it is prescriptive that you should make decisions based on information and data that you've been able to collect. And that's why you have entire data collecting organizations who then give you this thing. And in Kenya, I believe it's called the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics. Yes. They exist for this. They collect all this and then they come and say, here. And so then you say, based on this, we can help. And that's why you have a data collecting activity such as a census. It happens every 10 years in Kenya. Abi? Yes. You collect.
It does.
Right. So you would imagine that almost every decision that you make as pertains to counties, you make the decision based on information that you've received by the agencies that you've given the mandate to collect on your behalf as government, right? Okay. That's the foundation for this. So when you read a headline, that says there's a scandal of doctored census data, and the subhead goes on to tell you that for the past 5 years, Kenya has been making financial and policy decisions for 3 counties, Garissa, Mandera, Wajir, based on false data. Then you say, Okay, how? The High Court has now cancelled the 2019 Kenya National Bureau of Statistics census results in the 3 northeastern counties, citing significant irregularities, and ordered a recount within a year, well ahead of the 2027 polls. You already start to ask yourself, okay, hang on a minute, why these 3 counties? Why only them? Is it possible that there are other counties in the country that could have these anomalies? The High Court Tuesday said for these 3 counties, there are significant irregularities that have been cited. Justice John Onyego, sitting in Garissa, ruled that KNBS failed to uphold fundamental data integrity standards, leading to inaccurate population figures. The published results in Volume 1 of the 2019 Kenya Population and Housing Census is in respect to the mentioned areas are hereby cancelled. The affected sub-counties include Mandera North, Mandera West, Banisa, Lafe, Mandera East, Mandera South, Eldas, Tarbaj, Wajir West, Wajir East, Wajir North, Balambala, Lagdera, Dadaab, and Garissa Township. Okay? The cancellation is a big win to northeastern leaders, led by then Garissa Senator Yusuf Haji, who died in 2021, and former Mandera Governor Ali Roba, now Senator, who sued KNBS, the National Treasury Commission on Revenue Allocation, and the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, arguing that the 2019 census results did not reflect actual population figures. Justice Onyego ordered a fresh mini population census. Why do I keep saying sentence? In these areas within a year, meaning KNBS must complete the exercise by January 28, 2026, with taxpayers once again footing the bill. In the 2019 exercise that cost the taxpayer 18.5 billion shillings, KNBS hired approximately 165,000 enumerators and put in place elaborate infrastructure, but the court found that the heavy investment did not amount to anything tangible in the 3 counties. I'm looking for these anomalies that he's talking about in terms of what actually went wrong. They say that the results were not verified through scrutiny. The only viable option was to quash them. He emphasized that the affected communities had a legitimate expectation to have their population properly recorded. One of the big ticket items here is that there are more than the numbers that have actually been allocated to them in the record.
You would be surprised, Ndu,
yes,
that by coincidence, I am intimately aware. I know this to be true.
You know this to be true?
Yes.
That the numbers recorded are less than the actual population on ground?
No, that the numbers... Okay, let's look at this. Kenya population census, okay? I am on page 7 of the Nation, okay? Now, interestingly enough, or serendipitously, it depends on how you think, and I don't believe in coincidences. If you look to the left of that page, it says new constituencies in time for polls unlikely. Then on the next page, it says big win for Northeastern as court orders fresh census in 3 counties. Now, what is useful and what I want you to observe, okay, is their population. Those 3 counties in total was 38,610,000 in 2009. Between 2009 and 2019, they became 47,564,296, meaning they had about, an extra 10 million people appear.
In a space of 10 years?
In 10 years.
No. The total Kenya population is what in 2019 was 47 million.
Sorry.
Total Kenya population.
Sorry, I'm misreading.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
So, if you look at the numbers again, so 661,941, 781, right? 1,025,867, 527,841 in 10 years. Look at households, 88,000 households, 126,000 households. A household means father, mother, children.
Yes.
Increased from 88,000 to 126,000. Okay? Then 125,407 households. Then suddenly it's 123,879.
And then
after 10 years.
Okay, I have to ask you a question.
Yes.
Because what on earth happened in Mandera? Because in 2009, the total population in Mandera was 1,025,756.
Yes.
Then by some miracle,
yes.
in 2019, 10 years later, the population of Mandera was 867,457. What happened to over 300,000 people? Where did they go?
No,
did we see deaths?
I'm headed somewhere. Look at the last column in terms of number of households.
Okay, number of households.
Keyword. A household typically exists until both parents die and all children go.
So what we are seeing here is that there were 125,497 households in Mandera in 2009.
Yes.
In 2019, the households have reduced to 123,879.
Exactly.
So we're looking at a lower number by almost 3,000 households.
But in Garissa, there were 98,590. Then in 10 years, the 138,266.
It's not possible. You know why? Can I tell you why?
Yes.
Because the population only grew by 300,000.
Yes.
So how is it possible that population has grown only by 300,000, yet the households have grown by almost double?
Yes. And you see, when a household grows, those are babies. You understand? So if you look...
No. Just pause. It could mean more wives.
It's possible.
And then more children.
But remember, when we're talking about households, we're not talking about individuals. We're talking about units.
Households.
Yes, and I am bringing in the discussion of unit here. You are assuming father, mother, children. I am saying father, wives, children.
That's not how households are counted.
According to KNBS, the average when they take and say a household includes father, mother, and they've taken into consideration 3 children, according to KNBS.
Yes.
Then that is faulty.
No. So let me take you through this. This data, from the time 2019 it was collected, there was a problem with these 3 counties. That is why in the beginning...
What problem is this?
I'm getting to it. That's why in the beginning, I told you, even before you read it, we know which ones. There has been a conversation in politics, and we keep forgetting. 1 man, 1 vote, or 1 man, 1 kilometer. Right? This situation started, if you remember, politicians talking about how resources are distributed to counties, taking populations into consideration. Okay? Then what happened, because it is also a political matter and it is also about resources, the way the census was held in these 3 counties was, 1, influenced by the cross-border movement of relatives. Okay? Number 2, the political weight shifting towards getting this particular region political significance. Okay? This is why, and now this is what you can hear people speaking through the grapevine, that there has been an issue where we are saying it should be easier to get Kenyan IDs. Okay? So all of these things surround the issue, 1, of resource distribution and the political shifts concerning numbers. And that is why I find it very interesting that the issue of constituencies and the issues of the data lie side by side on the paper.
But why?
I don't want to spell it.
No, I want you to,
This matter went to court, did it not?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
and the judge said...
So what exactly went to court?
The governor who now is senator, at the time, who now is senator, the former senator who, passed on, went to court and they took the KNBS, the National Treasury, and as well as the Commission on Revenue Allocation, as well as the IEBC, arguing that the census results did not reflect actual population figures. They are the ones who went to court. This case has been ongoing, and now this judgment or this ruling was given just 2 days ago. Do you see?
And you see, you must ask yourself, why did they ask? The subject matter says that the government has been making decisions based on false data. So it means either of two things. That in a country such as Mandera, right, if their population is more, then they're getting less resources per person than they would. Secondly, it also means that the amenities they're getting, the number of hospitals, schools, etc. that they need are disproportionate. So why this is, one definition of politics is the ability to distribute resources according to interests and where people are. So this is both a political and economical issue, especially for the North.
This is a Pandora's box that has been opened.
Yes.
Because this story is going to take us back to 1999.
Yeah.
Because in 1999, the census results were never released.
Yes.
Why? What is it about those results that was considered to be unreleasable or unpalatable? What is it? Now, 10 years down the line, are we saying that whatever it is that was the reason for it not being released had been rectified? And if so, that rectification, what on earth was it? Then we get to 2019. Are we saying that we now have a situation where we have reason to doubt our census results? And if we are focusing on the northeastern countries, why don't we just actually look at the whole country? Okay? Raise the question for the whole country and say, when we count this country, do we really have the actual numbers of the people who are citizens of this country? Yeah. And this matter of household, one wife, one husband, 3 children, that's a household. So when you find a wife, husband, more than 3 children, what's that?
But how do you make because look, this anomaly is glaring. If we're just going to look at Mandera, for example, because if I take on average that a household unit comprises of 5 people, 5 humans, right? And if you say that the households, for example, have grown by 2,000 households, that's easily 1 million people. But you've said that the population, which counts individuals, has reduced by almost 300,000. How is that possible?
You see, the thing about Kenya, when things go wrong, it is not a lack of expertise. Okay? Things go wrong in Kenya because of things called interests. Interests. It is those interests that are at play here. Because you cannot take the argument to say that the place is far-flung and arid, because Turkana is not affected. It's right next door, right? So the political...
Samburu is next door.
Yes. It is
Marsabit is next door.
Yes. So you must really go back and think. And in fact, before this, I don't know whether you remember, this census data was delayed. You remember?
When you use the word delayed to something this sensitive, you have to go to election results which have been delayed in the past.
Yes.
And the implications around it.
Yes. So it was delayed because the Bureau of Statistics itself knew that there's something that does not add up. Because when you look at statistics, as you may remember from high school, when you look at statistics tend to follow a trend, right? And it is literally predictable for you to sit down based on the information you have and predict and say there'll be this number of people by time XYZ. In this country, we also have a registrar of births and deaths.
It's called forecasting.
Yes.
You
So-
look and you
Yes.
say, and that it's part of planning.
Yes.
If this is where we are now,
Yes.
we expect that by this period of time, this is what will be.
In fact,
so we plan accordingly.
The mathematical term is called extrapolation. It has a formula, it works, and it has stood the test of time. So when you feed this data into the system itself, which is supposed to guide you in terms of what is supposed to happen, tells you that there's an error. This is why the judge was able to definitively say that these numbers cannot be true.
How it affects then, because people are going to say, okay, so what's the big deal? You put in the wrong number, and okay, so maybe there was a clerical issue, maybe somebody made a mistake. Okay, how does it affect actual goings on at the county level? How does it affect? Remember this whole hullabaloo about one man, one shilling,
one
and
good.
that is how we look.
Yeah.
Did you say one good? And that is how we look then at how then money is allocated at the county level. It's a big deal.
Yes.
Because folks have been saying, well, excuse me, you may have land mass, but we have more people, so we should
Yes.
get more money.
Yes.
And so now, if you look at the numbers, and then people are going to then base the revenue that you're going to get off of the numbers that you have, and you actually have more people, then of course it's going to get your knickers in more than a bunch, because they've counted wrong, and they've been depending on that data to be able to make decisions into the future.
You know, this matter of resource allocation, with regard specific to the county, the people who did the thingamajig to figure out what
The
sort
formula.
of formula you use, blah, 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 algorithm, blah, 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 they did a splendid job, actually. A lot of thought went into this. And to understand it, you need to understand one terminology in that whole equation. It is called the equalization fund. Bit of a problem, because actualizing the equalization fund has been a story after another, meaning it was understood that from the dawn of independence, there were certain regions of this country that were marginalized.
Yeah.
I'm not getting political on this one to decide, to even state that they were deliberately marginalized. I'm just saying the end result, they were marginalized. And they needed to be given an opportunity to catch up. Okay? Resources that many parts of this country took for granted, you could not even think of. That is why the road network to some of these areas became such a big celebratory issue that, and I have traveled on some of those roads. Believe me, it makes a huge difference. It makes a massive difference. However, when it comes to deciding that you want to count people and you want to count households, and that formula that you stated is the one, does it represent the reality of households in our country?
It does not.
Well,
Because, look, I understand what CT is saying. Because depending on where you go in the country, you can talk about it being, I'm looking again at those KNBS statistics, you can talk about it being a father, mother, and 3 children. There's some parts of the country where it's a father, mother, and 12 children.
so
And that is the standard practice.
So let me again give you perspective, right? So when you're doing a census, you need a definition that meets averages, right?
Which averages are these, Mark?
Okay, so hear me out. When you start rolling out statistics, right, you need a basic definition
Yes.
that can be used
Yes.
as a mean.
Yes, and what do you base it on?
Again, the Bureau of Statistics does not just do statistics on
Yes,
2019.
I am talking to you as somebody who understands statistics more than I. So I want to understand, they're basing it on something. This something, what is it?
They're basing it on the fact that on birth rates, marriage rates, and all of those things. So then you come up with that definition that roughly covers most of the country. That definition is not mathematically accurate to everything. So for example, if you say the average size or height of a Kenyan is 5'4", right? And there are many who are 6 feet, whatever. That average, when you're using, is what you use to predict where you're going. So it is not, it is a definition to help in statistics. It is not the exact count, because even a household with 12 will be counted as one household. When you have multiple wives, each wife is counted as a household, right?
Each wife and her
Children.
Okay, if she has them.
Yes. In fact, if they come to your house and you are a widower or a widow,
They
you
count
and
you
your
as a
children
household.
is a household. You see, so the definition, it's not a static definition. It is a simplistic definition so that now you're able to explain the data. But the problem is that this, what you see here, is not a clerical error. If you look at it, you can see clear human intervention.
Deliberately?
Yes, it's
to what
deliberate.
end? To what end?
Again, it's about resources and it's about votes.
Okay. So why now suddenly would there be the agreement to sort it out before an election?
Well, it is quite interesting, isn't it?
It is.
That first, IEBC has not done constituency delimitation, right? Now, let me tell you something about politics, and I've worked many years in politics. Politicians like to have the same voters vote for them as voted for them last time. Okay? Politicians don't like new voters. It is new work, new introduction, new etc.
Which means they don't like new constituencies.
There you go.
Or new wards.
Yes, or new words or new boundaries. They don't like it. They like status quo. I won because I know village X, I know this. So you know the lay of the land.
That my supporters are, if I may use a Kenyan term, are majorly found. That's Kenyanese, not even English.
Yeah.
Majorly found in this area.
Yes.
If you change boundaries, you may take some of those supporters to somebody else. Yes.
So it's about resources and votes.
You know, I still don't understand, because what I don't understand is this. It is being said that the court ruling is of advantage to the counties that have been mentioned.
Yes, that's what it said.
How is it?
So because of the allocation aspect of it. Because allocation is done based on the numbers that you give. This is what I was talking about at the very beginning, that you make decisions based on information and data that you have.
Yeah.
So you make monetary decisions, you make fiscal decisions, you make infrastructure decisions, all of that based on that. So if the numbers were less for whatever reason, and now you've seen that there are more, that helps for you to say that there can be more in terms of
Let's
resource
discuss this
allocation.